Now, the Nigerian Senate has begun vetting President Muhammadu Buhari's ministerial nominees. Buhari on Tuesday sent in a second list containing the names of 16 more nominees for ministerial positions. The exercise has so far gone smoothly, with the Senate screening 10 nominees before it adjourned sitting to the next day. Senators are expected to continue with the screening of the other nominees on Wednesday. Deji Batmas joins us live from Lagos for the latest. Deji, what more can you tell us about the vetting process that began today?
Well, contrary to widespread fears that the screening was not going to go according to plan, that it was not going to be smooth, it actually went smoothly. There was no acrimony at all in the Senate. We had all thought that there was going to be problem because of the division you have within the ruling APC. But then the members were, the senators were able to come together from both sides of the political divide, the PDP and of course the APC senators. All of them came together, and the screening exercise went very well. 10 nominees were actually screened. The nominees were called one after the other, asked several questions, and of course they answered the questions, and after answering questions they were told to just take a bow and go. So what the Senate would now do is to continue the screening tomorrow, and after the entire screening exercise, 10 nominees have been screened now, we have about 17 nominees more to go, because when you add the 16 names that actually came in today, that would bring the total number of ministerial nominees to 37. So we have 17 more to go, 27 I should say more to go, and well, the way it's looking, it's like the screening exercise might last till Thursday, because the Senate usually does not sit on Fridays. So it might last till Thursday, if not next week. And well, it's so far so good. We've not had the, should I say, the most controversial nominees come forward. And the most controversial nominee, most people would tell you, whose nomination has generated a lot of reaction from both the PDP and the APC, is the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi. But we understand he is going to appear. He would be having his screening done tomorrow. We just have to wait and see how that goes. But so far, so good. 10 nominees screened today. Penina?
So, Deji, how are people reacting to the screening process itself?
Well, people have been, the reaction has been mixed, so to speak. The Senate before now said it was not going to be business as usual, and somehow it appears to be living up to that word. And people are generally happy at the kind of questions, for instance, that senators are asking. So far, we've only had a situation where just one former senator was actually asked to take a bow and go. He wasn't really asked serious questions as such, but the other nominees were actually grilled, and generally people are happy. But what people have actually been talking about, Penina, is the list, the recent list, the new list sent in by the president. That's the second list now. Because on that list, virtually all the nominees you have on that list are unknown, with the exception of maybe one or two who are politicians. The others are just unknown. So most of the names, for instance, that were touted before now, that people said were going to be on that list, it turned out their names did not appear on the list. So a complete new set of individuals on this list. They are not politicians. They do not have names, so to speak. They are not well known. So people are actually surprised. The president actually took a lot of people by surprise, because, for instance, when the names were read on the floor by the Senate president, a particular senator from a particular zone got up to say he's not very sure his state was represented in that list. But as a matter of fact, his state was represented. The only problem was that, the individual who was chosen from a state is not well known, is not known to him. So that's the list people are actually talking about now, because it's a big surprise that we do not have all these big, well-known names on the list. But Buhari had said he was going to surprise people, and I think the biggest surprise so far is this second list. Penina?
All right, Deji Batmas live for us there in Lagos. Many thanks, Deji.